Hello there. Reporting to you from a not so sunny East Coast Australia. We're in the middle of a completely manufactured weather event at the moment, so you get me under an umbrella with lots of rain, sound effects, and no no blue sky in the background, no none of that. I don't know how the volume is going to work on this at all, so we'll see if it's even good enough to be used. But it's better than being in the car. No one likes car Hamish, so we'll give out in the rain Hamish a go. Today I want to get very specific about something that I've talked about a lot, which is how to spot a shepherd. I know a little bit about shepherds because I'm a 5th generation sheep farmer, grazier, livestock person. That's how I grew up. That's what I grew up doing, sheep and cattle. So I learnt how to be a really good shepherd. How sheep work, how animals work, how nature works, the cycles, the rhythms, all of that stuff. And once I saw that that's how we were getting run, I mean, I have my reservations here and there about stuff. As a child, there were some things that were quite hard to take. Being in raising livestock, like not just for yourself, but as a whole thing. Like that's all your money's coming from that. I mean, wool was a big part of what we did. It wasn't just meat, but that was a component. And as soon as I saw how the systems worked in here, and I could apply that back and say, and look at it and say, that's horrific. What's being done to us is horrible. And then I went, hang on a minute, that's how we're running sheep. That's how we're broadacre controlling these animals, is how we're being controlled. You're going to have to stop that, otherwise you're just going to be a hypocrite. And so I did. And so spotting a shepherd, the best way to control, and I've said this before, the best way to control your mob, the best way to control your livestock is to let them think that they are in control. Nice and quiet. I mean, there's 2 ways to do it. You can go hard at it. You can lean on them. You can be a tyrant and use fear and pain, and that's one way of doing it. And the other way of doing it is free range. You let them think that they're in control, everything's going along well, la-di-da, but at the end of the day, all of those lambs are still going to a meatworks. That's the reality of what you're in, no matter what, even if it is free range. Like here I am in Australia. Compared to a lot of other countries in the world, this is absolutely free range. I mean, there are countries that are more free range than Australia when you dig down a bit, but it's pretty free range. A lot of people would say, and the United States is even more free range than that. But you're still going to the abattoir in the end, because that's what the system's set up to do. And so how do you spot a shepherd? A shepherd, in the human sense, is someone who will tell you everything you want to hear, and they're going to use 99 to 100% truth. Everything they say is going to be true, or true to their perspective. There's a bit of a caveat in there, but we'll just start off with the general point of view. Everything they say is going to be true. They are going to tell you how things are. They're going to talk to you about the shape of the realm. They're going to talk to you about the holographic nature of the reality. They're going to talk to you about the controllers. Like all of that stuff. Galactic Federation of Light. They're going to lay it all on you. And it's going to sound good because it's going to be true. What they're going to do is they're going to lie to you by omission. They're not going to tell you everything, and it's not that they're holding back because you're not at that level yet, and to let you know that information will be dangerous. You really can't give an automatic rifle or a machine pistol to a toddler. Like, that's just common sense. That's not what's going on. They're not telling you the whole truth, because the whole truth would actually empower you. They're going to talk about empowering you. They're going to use truthful situations, and then they're going to use weasel words and political speak to twist things around so that your power is going out to someone else or something else and not in. That's the twist, either right at the start, buried in the middle, or right at the end, is going to be, they'll give you the whole spiel. It's very much like politics. In fact, they, like politicians, get very good at believing their own BS. These people, it's like, they believe it. That's why it's so believable. It is their truth. Some of them have been groomed for lifetimes, but let's just keep it real with what we can actually pin down and say materialistically, here it is. They've been groomed their whole life with different experiences so that they will be some sort of Mashiach, some sort of Messiah. Now, people talk about the Antichrist. There's an Antichrist coming at the end of days. There's a Messiah coming. There's an anti-Messiah coming. There's not just one. They might all be working for just one. They don't know it. There's not just one. Many disparate flocks need many, many shepherds, and the flocks are spread out. And so different flocks need handling in different ways. You need a sheepdog that is really pushy and gets in and nips at the heels and really jams. It's going to work well for one mob of sheep or a mob of cattle, but not for the other. One mob it'll hold together, another mob they'll all run away. And it's all bluff. If they all run, you can't stop them. Yeah? So a dog that works wide and doesn't go anywhere near the livestock, and it's all like, threats and I'm here and I'm holding you in, but it never even gets in close. That'll work really well on one mob, and on another mob, they'll just run straight over the top of it. So now you can see the livestock analogy, right? There are different shepherds out there shepherding the flock, and they don't even know. I don't think any of them are conscious of what they're doing. They do not know what's going on. And eventually they're going to Pied Piper the flock off the cliff. That's my feeling. Okay, that's just my personal feeling. Maybe not. I don't know. But that's the layout. That's the organized religion, Galactic Federation of Light. That's the setup. Is eventually you're going to get run into a set of stockyards, put on a truck, and taken to the meatworks. That's the plan. It's just another harvest, a different way of doing it. So just like shut your eyes and turn it on and listen to someone like a meditation. Don't listen to the words. Forget the words. Like, it's like looking at a tree or a person or a vehicle or a vista. You can't see the vista actually behind me. It's all blanked out. The mountains are beautiful when you can see them. It's like looking at something like that and then blurring your eyes, like going slightly cross-eyed. You're kind of looking at the aura. You're not looking at the material hologram in front of you. You're looking for the energy. So tune out of the words and tune into the frequency of what's being said, as if they're talking Mandarin, and just listen at that level, and just listen for a bit, because you probably won't get more than, I'm going to say 3 minutes. Might take a bit longer with some of the really good ones, and you'll catch something that'll make you go, "Oh, well, I'm not sure about that. That felt weird." And then you'll listen a bit more, and it'll be beautiful, and you'll listen a bit more, and then you'll get the next bit, and you'll go, "Whoa, oh, what was that? I don't. That's strange." So this is what you've got to be looking for. You've got to be looking at that level of what's going on, and do it with me. For goodness sake, do it with me. Turn one of my other ones on, close your eyes, tune out, and just listen. Listen to the flow of the speech without listening to individual words, and check. I'm absolutely upfront. I will not give people dates. I will not talk in that way that these people talk. I refuse to be a shepherd. Some people are begging me sometimes to be a shepherd and show them the way, lead the way, tell them what, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. I refuse to be a shepherd. Not only do I not want to be a shepherd, but it's just disingenuous. There's no sovereignty that way at all. It's just not going to work. So I'll help you to find your own path within yourself. Not my path, not my truth. I don't care what shape you think the realm is. I don't care who you think the controllers are. I literally don't care. They're stories. Stories upon stories upon stories, and they all have to go eventually. It's hard. The Zen awakening, the Chan awakening, is the Taoist way of doing it, is they all go at once. Snap the fingers, bang. It's all gone. That's the best way to do it if you can manage. But otherwise, it's just you've got to dismantle it piece by piece. And I don't know which pieces to take first, so I'm not going to bother with any of that. I'm going to work with you to work out which pieces present themselves first to get taken. And that's how we're going to do it. I will not play follow the leader with anyone because, you know, what's to stop me just turning into one of those another cult person? You know, the cult of personality, and everyone follows you because you've got the correct way of looking at it and you've got just couldn't give a fuck about that. I've got to be really honest. No one is going to get out of here behaving that way. Least of all me. Like, it's not how it's going to work. And notice there's a lot of people out there who like pointing fingers at other people. This person's a shill, this person's a mason, this person's a something or other, and they'll tell you how everyone else, and they'll name names, they'll bring up their clips, there's lots of people out there making a living, making an energetic living doing this sort of thing, exposing the shills. Great, good on them. They never tell you what to do. They'll never tell you how to work it out for yourself, what you should, a breathing technique, and anything, like what got them to where they were. They just won't do it. They refuse to. They just point the finger at other people and say, don't trust them, don't trust them, don't trust them, and they'll show you where you shouldn't trust them. And then the implied thing in that is, trust me. Okay, so where's that person going to lead you? That only goes so far. And then it's like, and then what? Like share with me some of your, what to do with that. Very rarely do they come through with what to do with that. How to talk to yourself, how to listen to yourself. Like tips and tricks that you did that worked. Things that you did that you wouldn't recommend to other people but that worked. Not eating meat, eating only meat, drinking distilled water, trying urine therapy. Not like, real people have experimented on themselves to work out, because you can't recommend something to someone unless you've done it to yourself. That's crazy. So these shepherds have got different tactics, but they're all out there and they're all really ready to point the finger at other people, and they're really ready to tell you what you want to hear, and they're going to use truth. But where are they leading you? Is there a set of sheep yards hidden around the corner in the shadows under that tree, and you're going to be in the funnel before you even know it? Because let me tell you, I did it for decades, and that's how you get a mob of unruly sheep in the yards. They're in the yards before they even know they're in the yards. So, I've said it a lot. I'm just saying it in a different way, but check your inputs. What's coming in? Who's coming in? Who are they? What are they actually talking about energetically? Are they leading you somewhere or are external, or are they telling you and teaching you how to go back in on yourself and dismantle this shit from the inside out? The kundalini, the chakras, the programming, the implants, are they even talking about that? Because if they're not, you got to ask yourself why. All right, much love.